Homophones. Crazy because they're words that sound the same but they're spelled differently and they mean something different. These today we're going to talk about the most common homophones. There, your, and it's. We're going to go ahead and start with the easier ones. We're going to say your, as in you apostrophe re. We're going to say it's, as in it apostrophe s, and we're going to say there, as in they apostrophe re. So we have the word your, which comes from the apostrophe you are. So that one's pretty simple. These are all very simple because they're coming from a contraction. And a contraction is two words that have been combined into one word. So the word there literally means, the word your literally means you are. So you are. The word it's means it is. And the word there means they are. So remember the contractions because the contractions are your key. If you can remember the contraction, you can figure out which is the correct word to use when you're writing a sentence. So always remember the contractions. I tell my kids that is your test word. That is the word that you're going to be using to test your contract, to test your homophone. So test your homophone with the contraction. We'll talk more about that in a bit. We're moving on to the other ones. The other one is your, and that means it belongs to you. So we're going to say belongs to you. And we have its, which means belongs to it. And we have their, which means belongs to them. So every single one of these words means to belong to something. To you, to it, which could be a thing or an animal, or to them, which is a group of people. So your, its, and their. And then finally we have the last there because there are three theirs. The last there, I'm going to separate it, means a sort of like a place. So it's a place. Hey, get over there. Don't come here. And I always tell my kids, it's the opposite of the word here. Here, when you say come here, you're telling them get closer. But if you say go over there, you're telling them to go away, get further away from you. So here and there. And the easy way to remember is I tell my students, hey, the word here is inside of the word there. So when you see the word here, you know we're talking about a place. Except it's the opposite of here. It is away from here. It is there. So if you see the word there, we're talking about a place. But not always. We can also, don't forget this is very important, we can also combine the word there with a verb. There is, there are, there, we can say there were, and there was. So usually if we're going to combine it with a verb, it's one of these four. You can also say there could and other verbs, but it's really these four. So when do we use this there? When we're talking about a place or when we're going to combine it with a verb. There is, there was, there are, and there were. Okay. So now that we've gone over all the common homophones, let's go ahead and start using them or start writing them in a sentence. So if we want to start with the word your. So something belongs to you. Okay. So this is you. What can belong to you? Well, you can have a shoe, right? Pretty nice shoe. You can say your shoe, as in the shoe that belongs to you. Your shoe is nice. Now, how do I know it's not the other your? Well, simple. You can always say you are. Let's test it, see if it makes sense. Okay, get rid of this one and say you are sure your shoe is nice. Can we say your shoe is nice? Does it make sense to say your shoe is nice? No, it doesn't. So then we know that it's not this your, because this doesn't make sense in there. So we cannot be its contraction for. Okay, so we know that it has to be this one. Let's continue. Let's give it another shot. You could also say that you have a bracelet. So here's the bracelet. And you could say your bracelet. So we could say, hey, the bracelet that belongs to you. Your bracelet is nice. Okay, the bracelet that belongs to you. All right. Your bracelet. Now, let's try one with UR apostrophe RE. Wait, U apostrophe RE. There you go. You, let's see if it works. You're my best friend. Did we use the correct your there? Well, let's test it out. Test it out with the contraction. Always test it out with the contraction. Does it make sense with a contraction? You are my best friend. Oh, it does make sense with you are. That means we used the wrong your. So we should have used this your here. You are my best friend, because you are does make sense in that sentence. So that's why I always tell my students, test it out with the contraction. Always put the contraction in there. The contraction makes sense. Then it's the correct your, the correct there, and the correct its. Let's continue. Let's do a there. They're not going to the movies. They're not going to the movies. So is it this there? Or is it this there? Which there is it? Test it out with the contraction. Pause the video, test it out with the contraction. Did it make sense? Let's see. They are not going to the movies. Oh, it did make sense. It's got to be this one. Let's get another one. One more. So is it their shoes are untied or their shoes are untied? Test it out with the contraction. Go. Okay. Did you test it out with the contraction? Does it sound right with the contraction? They are shoes are not tied. They are shoes are not tied. No, it didn't sound right. So because it doesn't sound right, it is this there. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of it's. It's it's my birthday. Test it out with a contraction. So let's see. It is my birthday. That does make sense. So then this is incorrect. It should have been this one. It's my birthday. It is my birthday. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a little quiz with the word it's. It's going to rain. Pause the video. Figure that one out. Let's do one more. We can say its fur is so soft. Pause the video. Do this one. Come back. Are you back? I think you're back. Okay, on this one, we have it's going to rain. So can we use a contraction to test it out? Yes, we can. Let's test it out. It is going to rain. Yeah, it does make sense. So then it is this it's. Let's try the other one. It is fur is so soft. It is fur is so soft does not make sense. So it's not this one. It's its fur. The fur that belongs to it is so soft. All right. Now, we didn't really do the there. So let's do the there, and see if we can figure this out. There, as in their stuff. There, as in they are. And there, as in a place. Or. There are, there is, there was, there were. Okay. Okay. There are 2 babies in the crib. Okay. Second one. Their jackets got wet with water. And the last one. They are not coming back. Pause the video. Try it out. Okay, let me give you the answers. Let's start with the they are. Let's just test they are. See which one is they are. Okay. They are two. They are. Does that sound right? They are our two babies in the crib. That's already wrong. They are our two babies. Nope. Our jacket got wet with water. They are not coming back. Oh yeah, they are not coming back. So we found the they are. The they are is the last one. So we are gonna go ahead and write they are not coming back. All right, cool. Let's do the other there. Something that belongs to them. Does R belong to something? No. What about a jacket? Can that belong to them? Yes, that can belong to them. So we would say this is their jacket. Their jacket got wet with water. And the last one is are. So there are, because the word there can be connected to a verb. Are, was, is, or were. All right. So these are the most common homophones, and if you know these, you have permission to post on Facebook. If you don't know these, don't be posting these on Facebook unless you know the rules, because I tell my students, you want to sound smart on Facebook when you're older. There probably won't be a Facebook when they're older, but you want to sound smart, you got to know these contractions. That's my tip to you guys. Thank you for following, like the video, and subscribe. Bye.